Hungry or bored? Have you ever noticed something strange? You're not hungry, but you still want to eat. It happens quietly, almost automatically. You open the fridge. You check the cabinets. You look for something, anything. Even when nothing really stands out. Not because your body needs food, but because your mind feels empty. Like something is missing. This is where boredom begins. Not as a physical feeling, but as a mental gap. A space your brain doesn't know how to fill. Your brain doesn't like gaps. It doesn't like stillness. It doesn't like having nothing to focus on. Silence feels uncomfortable to it. So it starts searching. For stimulation. For something to do. Anything that breaks the emptiness. And one of the easiest things it finds is food. Always available. Always familiar. Not just any food, but snacks. Quick, accessible, and effortless. Because snacks are fast, easy, and instantly rewarding. No effort required. Your brain loves instant rewards. Especially when it's bored. Because boredom feels like a problem to solve. Because boredom feels uncomfortable. It feels slow. It feels restless. Like time is dragging. And your brain is wired to escape discomfort. As quickly as possible. It always looks for relief. So it looks for the fastest solution. Something simple. Something available. Something familiar. And snacks are always there. Within reach. Easy to grab. Easy to enjoy. But there's something deeper happening. Something you don't notice right away. Something happening inside your brain. Every time you eat something enjoyable, your brain releases dopamine. A chemical that reinforces behavior. Dopamine isn't just about pleasure. It's about anticipation. It's about reward. It makes you want more. It tells your brain. This feels good, do it again. This solved something, repeat it. So when you're bored, your brain remembers that food brings relief. Even if it's temporary. Not because you're hungry, but because you're seeking stimulation. Something to feel. Over time, this becomes a pattern. Bored snack. Bored snack. It becomes automatic. And patterns become habits. Habits that run in the background. Now your brain doesn't even think about it. It just reacts. Fast. Automatic. Effortless. You feel bored. And suddenly, you're eating. Almost without noticing. Even if you weren't hungry at all. Even if your body didn't need anything. This is called emotional eating. But it's not always about emotions like sadness. Sometimes it's much simpler. Sometimes it's just boredom. A quiet trigger that goes unnoticed. Because boredom is a feeling your brain wants to fix. It doesn't like feeling idle. And food feels like a quick fix. Fast. Reliable. Easy. But here's the problem. The part most people miss. The relief doesn't last. It's short. Temporary. You eat the snack. You feel good for a moment. A brief sense of satisfaction. Then the feeling fades. Quickly and quietly. And the boredom comes back. Sometimes even stronger. So your brain repeats the cycle. Trying to fix the same feeling again. Snack again. Feel better. Then empty again. The loop continues. This loop can happen without you realizing it. It becomes your default response. Because it feels normal. It feels harmless. But your body starts to notice. Extra calories. Unnecessary eating. Small habits add up. And your energy starts to fluctuate. Up and down throughout the day. You feel sluggish. Then restless again. Then searching for something. And the cycle continues. Quietly repeating itself. But here's the important truth. Something most people misunderstand. You're not lacking discipline. You're not weak. Your brain is just trying to solve boredom. In the only way it knows. In the fastest way it knows how. With the least effort possible. Food is easy. Food is available. Food works, temporarily. So it keeps choosing it. That's why it becomes your go-to. Your default behavior. There's also another factor. Something subtle but powerful. Your environment. What's around you matters. If snacks are visible. If they're within reach. If they're easy to grab. Your brain is more likely to choose them. Without much thought. Because convenience shapes behavior. More than motivation ever will. The easier something is, the more likely you are to do it. Without resistance. So boredom plus easy access equals snacking. Almost every time. There's also your attention. Where your focus goes. When your mind has nothing engaging to focus on. It looks for distraction. Something to occupy it. And eating becomes something to do. A simple activity. It fills time. It fills space. It breaks the silence. Even if it doesn't fill your needs. Even if it doesn't solve the problem. So how do you break this cycle? How do you take control? First, you need awareness. You need to notice the moment. The next time you reach for a snack. Pause. Just for a second. Ask yourself one simple question. Be honest with yourself. Am I actually hungry? Or just bored? That question changes everything. That question creates a gap. A moment of awareness. And that gap gives you control. Power over your decision. Because now you're choosing. Not reacting. Not running on autopilot. Second, replace the habit. Don't just remove it. If boredom triggers snacking, give your brain a different option. A better outlet. Something simple. Something easy. Something accessible. Like taking a short walk. Drinking water. Stretching your body. Even a few minutes of movement can reset your mind. It changes your state. Because your brain doesn't just want food. It wants stimulation. It wants something engaging. Something that feels different. And there are healthier ways to give it that. Without relying on snacks. Third, change your environment. Make the right choice easier. Move snacks out of sight. Make them less convenient. Reduce the temptation. And make better options easier. Water. Fruits. Movement. Because your brain follows what's available. Not what's ideal. Finally, understand this. This changes everything. Boredom isn't your enemy. It's not something to fight. It's a signal. A message from your brain. A signal that your brain needs engagement. Something meaningful. Not necessarily food. Not necessarily eating. When you learn to read that signal, everything changes. Your behavior shifts. You stop reacting automatically. You become aware. You start choosing intentionally. With purpose. And that's where control begins. Real control. So the next time you feel the urge to snack, pause again. Don't just open the fridge. Don't act immediately. Pause. Give yourself space. Think. Slow down the moment. And ask yourself what you really need. Not what feels easiest. Because your brain may crave snacks when you're bored. It feels real. But what it actually wants is something to feel alive again. Something engaging. And once you understand that, you stop fighting yourself. You don't just change your eating. You change your response. You change your habits. Step by step. And that's where real control begins. Comment, hungry or bored? Be honest. Like if this made you more aware. Subscribe for daily brain hacks that actually change your life.